across the country, there is no First Nations community that we can go into that doesn't know Victor Buffalo.
He has been a leader in terms of business. He has been a leader of his people.
He knows what he wants and he's going to go after that. I think he's probably one of the most determined chiefs out of this province.
Chief Victor Buffalo is a respected Alberta leader and entrepreneur whose passion for economic development has transformed many lives. Victor was a founding member of Peace Hills Trust, Canada's first Aboriginal-owned financial institution.
With a vision that Victor had back then was that he could give these First Nation communities, people and their communities, a real alternative to banking services. And once that's in his head, I won't say he's stubborn, but in a positive way, he is very focused. And that commitment and passion is what drives Victor Buffalo.
A lot of banks wouldn't touch First Nation communities. So with the wealth that Samson had, he provided this institution for other First Nations across Canada to build their communities.
He has led the way in terms of establishing a trust company which is wholly owned by a First Nation, also a general insurance company that's wholly owned by a First Nation.
He was a key component of the Samson Education Trust Fund. That helps with our young people and going to university, colleges, post-secondary. You know, that's one of the things that he's helped out with.
But he was really the first one to argue that the First Nations should take control of the money and decide how it should be spent and what they should do with it.
Victor is a visionary. He wants a First Nation, all First Nations, including the Samson Cree Nation, to be successful both with respect to their own culture and also with respect to their businesses.
He was adamant to see us reach $1 billion in total assets for the company. And he's very, very proud of it.
What he brings from a professional standpoint to the boardroom is steeped also in a commitment to looking out for the little guy in the community.
He's certainly very willing to address issues on the reserve. He's not, he doesn't ignore those. He knows that they're there. He tries quite hard to address them.
They look to him as a leader. They look to him as a visionary. They look to him as a man that is committed to community. His reputation, his life's work, the respect that he has in the community speaks for him.
One of the magazines several years ago did a profile on him, and it was Chief Buffalo, Chief Victor Buffalo, and he just said, just call me Victor. And you know what, that really is how he operates. Just, hey, don't get all Mr. Chairman, and just call me Victor. And he calls most staff members by their first name. He knows them.
You don't have to wear a headdress or to be a politician to be a leader, you know, and that's another thing he's taught me, is that you can just, whatever capacity you have, just do it to the fullest and you lead in different ways.